Lee, what's up, buddy? I gotta reach out to you later. What's up, Melina? Lee, I hope all is well, my man. Caroline, did you get your Starbucks? All right, so gonna kick things off today. Today's live, back at it Wednesday, on a really on a really important topic, a topic that actually I just did a showcase presentation on this morning, surrounding the personal brand, the importance of the personal brand. And as a business owner, having a personal brand is vital. It's crucial to your digital marketing, to your overall reputation. It's very, very important. We're going to get into why and give you some tips as to how you should go about it. All extremely important. So, why should a person be worried about their personal brand? What is a personal brand? What you're doing is you're establishing yourself as an authority in your industry. It's probably the most basic, simple way to put it. And how you do that is by showing up consistently with value, by being consistent with content, and being an educator and an expert in your industry. That is the most important to establish the foundation for the personal brand. You're building credibility. You're building trust among people who might be following you. So let's get into where that would be established and how to go about it, right? Social platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, two different platforms, different types of people. You can pretty much have a very similar, based on your type of business, you can have a similar game plan, but let's just talk about LinkedIn, for example. You have a lot of connections there on LinkedIn, or you're looking to connect with more people, and you want to surround yourself with a lot of like-minded people. You're looking to network, right? You're looking to build up more connections, to possibly do business. You want to build a foundation of great content that supports your knowledge, your expertise in your industry. When people are looking at you for the very first time, they're checking you out, they have no idea who you are, they're taking a look at your page, and if you are loaded up with great content and value, immediately you are already establishing yourself as an expert there in the industry. You have opinions. You are teaching. You're providing value. That goes a long way. So you are now setting the stage for when you do have those conversations that they already know. Wow, this person knows what they're talking about. This person has great knowledge in this field, right? I want to have a conversation. I want to possibly hire this person because they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. Putting the content out is very different than trying to pitch people, trying to be salesy, things like that. You don't want to do that. Ali, you don't want to do that. You want to provide the value. So this goes to my point of what I spoke about this morning, is being a person of impact. That's important. You don't want to jump on any sort of trend or bandwagon and try to copy what's going on out there. You're not being a person of impact. So being a person of impact has a different outlook on what they're looking to do for themselves when building the personal brand, when building the authority. They're not afraid to teach. They're not afraid to put out good, great content on a consistent basis. That's the difference. So you want to be that person that's going to make an impact, that's going to stand out, right? Because we go back to the purpose of a personal brand is to really separate yourself and show how you're different in the marketplace, in the industry. How are you different, right? I used an analogy of comparison when I was talking about other agencies in the area, right? We're not worried about what they might be doing. And I come across them, and I come across other company owners, and a lot of them, they're, not a lot, but some I see are doing great things on social. And they're following that blueprint, and they're doing good things, and they're speaking a lot, and they're putting out some good content. And there's others that are just a ghost, right? They're not doing anything. We can't be worried about what others are doing. We have to continue to stay on course and worry about what we do and how we're different. What are we bringing to the table? You can't consume yourself with the competition, because then you're comparing yourself. You have to worry about what you're doing and how you're different, because then that's how you dominate, right? So, establishing a consistent game plan of value-enriched content is going to support the personal brand. It's going to continue to build that authority. And that's really what you want. We did a self-assessment, and this is something that you guys could also, whoever might be an entrepreneur or a business owner that may be coming across this at any point in time, you could really ask yourself a couple of questions. One, are you an expert, or do you feel confident, and are you an expert in your top 3 skills? And you could confidently speak about those, right? That's one. Another question. Are you consistently putting out great content on a daily basis, on a every other day basis, on your social channels? And I'm talking content, I'm talking value. I'm not talking about your great new service. I'm talking about what can you bring to the table that could teach somebody and can also encourage conversation. If I'm putting out something that might be related to something that we do, a service, a product, Unless it's some wild, type of product that never existed before that does amazing things, then, you might get some conversation from it. But more times than not, you're not going to have any sort of engagement going on. People are going to. But if you're bringing awareness to something that others should know about, that within your field, but the majority of people don't, you're providing good content, good value. Hey, I'm learning from this guy. I'm going to comment on this. Maybe it helped me. Maybe we gave out some tips. Maybe we gave direction on something that people can do on their own, right? Without spending money or something, whatever. People will thank you for that. And maybe they'll try it, they succeed, and then they're going to come back, and then they're going to comment, conversations are going to happen, right? You want to give. That's kind of also a part of it, right? You want to continue to give, have that mentality when it comes to building up your authority and the personal brand. You're always in that giving mode, so to speak, because you're a source of information. And, how does this all relate back? Well, hey, if I've been consistent for the past 12 months and I've been diligent and I've been posting content and great articles and I've been writing and I've been bringing, thinking outside the box with how I can, bring awareness to certain things within my industry that others could benefit from. If you're doing all of that, you're going to gain more buzz, you're going to gain more following, you're going to build trust, you're going to build credibility, because people take notice. I've seen this, I've heard it before. I've been in groups in person where people comment, say, hey, I've seen your stuff, you put out great stuff, or you're teaching us a lot, or I always learn something from you. Those are great compliments. Right? And all I'm doing is basically talking about things that I may know about. My opinion on things. Whether it's right or wrong, you agree, you don't agree. It's just my opinion on certain things when it comes to my industry. And, 99.9% of the time, I'm probably going to say a lot of things that most people do not know when it comes to digital marketing, because that's just not their forte, right? Just as if I'm sitting in a room with financial advisors, they're going to educate me on things going on with the market or things that I should be looking into when it comes to, say, retirement. It's the same thing, right? I'm not going to make believe I'm an expert there. No, I'm all ears. I'm listening to you because this is your industry. And I think a lot of people that are in other industries outside of mine, they want to hear what you have to say because you already established that authority because of all that great content you've been putting out. So it's extremely important to focus on the personal brand, to spend some time, put in the effort, because in the long run, it's going to help you in your own business. It's going to help you establish that credibility, that trust for people that may want to do business with you because they become more familiar with you and they become familiar with your knowledge. And if you have people who are trusting you now, that goes a long way, right? People buy from people. If you establish the authority, you win. Yep, there it is. Goes to that other saying, Clyde, as well. People want to do business with people, right? Not with the brand. They want to do business with people. Sometimes business happens and people want to do business with you because they like you. And then if you build that relationship, they're loyal. And you do the right thing for them, you take care of them, you go the extra mile for those people, you it goes a long way, because those people will be loyal clients, loyal customers for a very long time. It's the likability. Then it's the trust, right? We said this before. You should always remember this: the know, like, and trust factor. Very important, right? As someone becomes to know you, who you are, they discover you, they're possibly seeing you then often. Maybe they're reading things about you, what you're posting and stuff. Your personality comes out, your knowledge comes out. They become to like you then, especially if you meet the person. You build upon that. They start to build that likability. From the likability then comes the trust. And when you reach that stage, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. Because at that point, if you're doing business with that person, you could basically sell them whatever. Because they trust you and they know you're going to do the right thing. You're going to come through. You're going to hit a home run for them. That's probably 75% of the battle at that point. If they like you and they trust you, they're like, at the end of the day, whatever you want to do, steer me in the right direction, is really what you'll hear from them. So that's where you want to be. You know, that's where you want to be. So, personal brand, extremely important topic. It's something, of course, if you have any sort of questions on, hey, how do I get started? I'm a little bit overwhelmed, you know, on what to do, or why do I even need this? You know, you could always send me a message, hit me up, and I'll be happy to talk to you in more detail about that. It's extremely important that if you are part of a brand, that you separate yourself from the brand to work on your own personal brand. Again, go back to that line, people want to do business with people. If I'm looking to make connections on LinkedIn or even on Instagram, I'm coming at them as MSM Digital. People automatically will see that as a pitch. I'm being solicited, I'm being sold. No. If you're coming at them as you, with a genuine type of message, they're going to listen. More times than not every time, but more times than not, they're going to pay attention a little bit differently, especially if your approach is done with the right intention. Okay? A genuine intention initially. So keep those things in mind. Thanks for tuning in today. This is a topic where we could talk, you know, even more about, and I'm sure we will at some point. But I'll be back next week, another topic. But thanks again for tuning in. Have a great week. I'll see you guys soon.